Hey there, fellow Americans. Welcome back to the channel where we break down the latest economic news that impacts your wallet. Today, we've got some potentially game-changing information you need to hear about immediately. Are you one of the millions of Americans who've been struggling to make ends meet in this challenging economy? Have you been waiting for Washington to finally step up with real financial relief? Well, today's news might just be what you've been hoping for. Before we dive into all the details about these rumored stimulus checks, take a second to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you never miss out on crucial financial updates like this one. Your financial future could depend on staying informed, and we're committed to bringing you the facts as they develop. Breaking news coming straight from Washington, D.C. today as reports are circulating about a potential new round of stimulus checks worth $2,300 that may be heading to millions of American households. Sources close to the White House suggest that after weeks of intense negotiations and mounting economic pressure, a breakthrough agreement has potentially been reached on an economic relief package. The centerpiece of this package? Direct payments of $2,300 to eligible Americans, designed to provide immediate financial support during these challenging economic times. Now, I need to be absolutely clear with you all, while this information is creating buzz across news outlets and social media, we're still waiting for the official White House announcement. What we're sharing today is based on reports from several Washington insiders who have been closely monitoring these developments. The situation is fluid, and we'll update you as soon as we have concrete confirmation. But wouldn't it be amazing if this turns out to be true? What would you do with an extra $2,300 in your bank account right now? According to these initial reports, the stimulus checks would follow similar eligibility guidelines to previous pandemic-era payments. Individuals earning under $75,000 annually and couples earning under $150,000 would qualify for the full amount, with payments gradually phasing out for higher income earners. But here's what makes this potential round different. The income thresholds have reportedly been adjusted to account for inflation, potentially extending eligibility to more middle-class households who are feeling the squeeze of rising costs. The driving force behind this rumored economic relief measure appears to be the persistent inflation and economic uncertainty that has continued to impact American households. With grocery prices still elevated, housing costs at record highs in many regions, and energy expenses putting pressure on family budgets, lawmakers from both parties have been facing mounting pressure to provide tangible relief. Could this be the bipartisan breakthrough that many Americans have been hoping for during these divisive political times? Economic experts we've spoken with have mixed opinions on the potential impact of another round of stimulus payments. Some argue that injecting billions into the economy could further fuel inflation, while others contend that targeted relief is precisely what struggling households need right now. Dr. Sarah Jenkins, an economist at Capital University, told us, direct payments can provide immediate relief to families who are one unexpected expense away from financial disaster. The key is balancing short-term needs with long-term economic stability. One of the most pressing questions on everyone's mind is, when could these payments potentially arrive? If the reports are accurate, the timeline suggested by sources indicates that the first wave of direct deposits could begin within 2 to 3 weeks of official approval, with paper checks and economic impact payment cards following in subsequent weeks. But I have to emphasize again, this timeline is speculative until we get official confirmation from the White House or Treasury Department. Have you checked that your banking information is up to date with the IRS just in case these payments do become reality? Behind the scenes, the political maneuvering that led to this potential agreement has reportedly been intense. After months of gridlock and partisan bickering, mounting economic data showing continued hardship for middle and working class Americans appears to have finally broken the stalemate. Sources suggest that moderate voices from both parties came together to craft a compromise that could navigate the divided Congress. If true, this would represent a rare moment of functional governance in an otherwise highly polarized political landscape. The reported $2,300 amount wasn't chosen arbitrarily. According to Washington insiders, this figure was calculated based on average household expenses for a 2-month period, taking into account the increased costs of essential items like food, housing, and transportation. It's designed to provide meaningful relief without creating an unsustainable burden on the federal budget. But is it enough? For many Americans living paycheck to paycheck, this amount could mean the difference between keeping the lights on and falling behind on critical bills. Social media has been buzzing with reactions to these reports, with many Americans expressing cautious optimism while others remain skeptical until they see official announcements. I'll believe it when the money hits my account, wrote one Twitter user, reflecting the understandable cynicism many feel after years of false starts and unfulfilled promises from Washington. What's your take? Do you think these stimulus checks will actually materialize? Or is this just another political talking point that will fade away as quickly as it appeared? If this economic relief package does become reality, financial advisors recommend having a plan for how to use these funds wisely. While it might be tempting to splurge on non-essentials, prioritizing debt reduction, building emergency savings, or addressing deferred necessities would provide the most long-term benefit. How would you prioritize your financial needs if you received this stimulus payment? There are also rumors circulating about additional components of this potential economic package beyond just the direct payments. Sources suggest it may include expanded child tax credits, rental assistance programs, and small business support measures. These complementary initiatives would aim to address the multifaceted nature of economic hardship that many Americans are experiencing. The comprehensive approach, if implemented, could provide more sustainable relief than one-time payments alone. Critics of the potential stimulus plan have raised concerns about its impact on the national debt and future tax burdens. Republican Senator James Wilson reportedly stated, "While we recognize the need to provide relief to struggling Americans, we must balance immediate needs with fiscal responsibility." Democratic leaders have countered by emphasizing the human cost of inaction, with Congresswoman Elena Rodriguez arguing that the cost of doing nothing far exceeds the price tag of this targeted relief. This tension between addressing immediate needs and long-term fiscal concerns has defined the stimulus debate from the beginning. One interesting aspect of these reports is the suggestion that the distribution system has been streamlined based on lessons learned from previous stimulus rollouts. The Treasury Department has reportedly made significant improvements to its direct deposit capabilities and simplified the verification process, potentially reducing the delays and confusion that plagued earlier payment distributions. If you received previous stimulus payments without issues, you likely wouldn't need to take any action to receive this one if it becomes official. As we wait for official confirmation about these potential stimulus checks, it's important to stay vigilant against scams. Unfortunately, whenever there's news about government payments, fraudsters come out of the woodwork trying to steal personal information. Remember that legitimate government communications about stimulus payments will never ask for fees, gift cards, or personal banking information over the phone or via email. Have you encountered any suspicious messages claiming to help you claim your stimulus already? For now, the best thing you can do is stay informed through reliable sources. We're monitoring this situation closely and will bring you updates as soon as official information becomes available. This potential economic relief could provide a much-needed financial cushion for millions of Americans. But until we have confirmation from official channels, it's important to approach these reports with measured optimism. If you found this update helpful, please hit that like button and share this video with friends and family who might benefit from this information. Don't forget to subscribe for more timely financial updates that could impact your bottom line. Drop a comment below letting us know how a potential $2,300 stimulus check would help your current financial situation. We read every comment and appreciate hearing your stories. Thank you for watching, and remember, we're all in this economic journey together. Stay informed, stay prepared, and stay hopeful. We'll be back with more updates as this breaking story develops.